back, I think. Got it. Levels, okay. Alright. Continuing on this editing ordeal. Provided that all this stuff is working properly. Yep, I think so. So forget where I left off. Probably, yeah, I think we did all this. Yeah, so they're getting into a fight over here. And then, yeah, he gets that big blow. Yada yada. Shoot, one sec. How ill-prepared I was for any of this. Ta-da. Okay. How ill-prepared I was for any of this. Whoops. Alright, so then it goes back to this guy over here. Just doing his thing, chilling. Darian stiffness, whoops. Still too much volume here. Oliver Tower stood in the center of the campus so he could keep an eye on everything. He had given orders for everyone to expect them to be carried out. He approaches the tower. Deacon approaches with his henchman in tow. Darian jarred a moment. Jumped down. Spin away. I don't think this is really going to need a whole lot of adjustment here. They were still planning to have an election. Of course, I wouldn't expect less from you. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot to say here. The next chapter might have to get fixed up a bit. No, it's meant to lose. Well, forgive me for saying, but I don't buy it. Soul Squiggles has, well, I guess that should be lowercase. Darian mocked. This is the stupid crap that I keep putting all over the place. Yes, Deacon said. I keep doing this. It should be like quotation, said, apostrophe, lowercase, continue. If there's not an action, then it should be apostrophe lowercase. And I've just messed that up in a lot of spots where I put period in uppercase. As far as I know. Anyway. Let's see. He snapped. Didn't actually snap. Let's see once it. There's so much of this in here. I think I had paid someone to edit it originally, and they probably made a lot of these recommendations, but I probably just wrote it wrong, or I changed so many things around since then that it's become this thing. Doban, a word if you will. See, we do this a lot. Jeez, I'm refusing to use said here for some reason. Darian called, mocked, snapped. I don't know why I'm doing that in this particular chapter. Doban, Darian remarked. Doban shook his head. I'll cut the shit. Are you ready or not? Doban said, I believe so. Brian years. So what's the plan? I won't be returning with you and Tuna tomorrow. Okay, so basically, Darren gets cool powers. Then, on the night he gets cool powers, he meets another guy that has the same powers as him, but has been doing it longer. So he kidnaps his best friend Tunda there, who's caretaker. And Doban is her husband, and they're trying to make a plan to get her back. That's kind of the thing. And Darren's plan is to just give in to what he wants, because the guy's just better than him. Word if you will, that's what this is all about. So he's been practicing with Doban. Doban's just like a big guy, so he's just practicing with him, I guess. Practicing fighting. He's like, I won't be returning with you, but the hell do you mean? What have you been training for? A week of training is enough to defeat this man. It's been helpful, but still, I won't beat him. I'll have to do as he asks of me. You can't leave us now. We'll think of something. We won't. Darren said. This is the chunk I keep fixing. You're twice as thick too, I'd imagine. Not gonna help us through this though. Something about wieners, I guess. Darren's telling him, you be me here. Just spread your influence. It'll be a lie. You can't build a world of lies. Of course you can. I've proved enough of that. You'll do it because you can. Yep. Darren being an interesting fellow here. I always thought you were weird. Now I see you just live in weird times. I always thought you were a weirdo. Now I see we just live in weird times. Doban just being a cool guy. I think you just kind of see why she married this dude. While this is happening, because Tuna she doesn't talk about him to Darren at least at all, but you just see the way Doban acts and the things he says and does, and then you just kind of get an idea of the kick-ass relationship that him and Tuna must have, just from like the subtext of everything that's happening, which is a fun little thing to do because it's not super important for the story that this exists. It's just like, it's more of just a tool for his whatever is not important to the story. It's like how it relates to Tunda is important to the story, especially as it continues forward, right? If that makes sense. Blah blah blah. This all just happens in this one chapter. That's great. So they go to the spot to meet the guy that has a girl to do the trade. Blah blah. They're joking with each other. Ha ha ha. The guys come. There's Tunda. She's not in bonds. Not that he needed her to be. Which is a fun little thing. Then, didn't I say alone, Darien? Tuka said. Gotta come some slack. Don't leave. So, they reunite, and he's trying to get him to go. I'll agree. Darien has his own rules, but Tuka really wants Darien to be his apprentice, so he's kind of okay. Basically, he just wants him to leave everybody alone. He says they're going to take us far away from here. Now, Tuka's changing the deal, and he won't let them leave. Tuka left. They aren't in your village. Yeah, he says, my village for me. This is, they aren't in your village, are they? If you want to prove to me that you are serious, you're going to have to get serious. Which is a stupid line, but I guess it kind of works, because it's a simple line, and it's a simple guy. That wasn't the deal. And it's just basically one of these things, like, kill them now to prove that you're whatever to me. And then, of course, Tunda and Doban, being the badasses that they are, they're like, fuck, go ahead, do it. We don't care, whatever. Even though Tunda really doesn't want to die. So, but yeah, I guess she'd rather she and her unborn baby die than everyone else that they know. Obviously, Darien does not do this because he's not going to kill his best friends. So Tuka's like, fine, I'll do it. I'm just checking for these. There's a lot of these things that are wrong, so I'm just keep checking for them. I've already found a bunch in this chapter. We won't leave you here. You will because I order you to. Yeah, Darien likes to order people to do things, like run away. Tuna stared at Darien, met his eyes. She couldn't recognize him anymore. I guess this is the first time Tunda's seeing improved Darien, so she wouldn't recognize him. Darien, she says, like right here. This should be like this. Because there's no action. Then there's an action. Darien, she says, kick his ass. Where do you think you're going? And then Darien fights Tuka. Blah, blah, blah. They say some things to each other. And Darien obviously can't defeat Tuka. But one thing Tuka doesn't count on is that Darien is at, like, this whole story of Darien in this book so far has been him not really caring about his own life. And the way he's going to defeat him here is by not caring about his own life and just taking a sword to his stomach, because Tuka's really fast. And if he can hold him still, like, it's kind of like, you see this in, like, anime stuff all the time, I guess. So if he's got a sword through his stomach, then he's just kind of holding him still, and like, there's something to think I value my life over killing you here and now. Which should be more something about, maybe less about vengeance. The line should probably be different that addresses that, because this really doesn't properly do that. So I should think of what the line should be. To play such a, to think I value such a pitiful thing. Thing as my own life. I think that's probably better over the malice part. This is like the sadness of, like, he's been suicidal this entire time, and now this is a really good opportunity to make your death mean something, you know, as far as he's concerned. And I think the reason why people get suicidal is different, but for Darien it's just like this pitiful thing, this horrible existence that I have of being ostracized for just knowing things that people don't know, sort of thing. So I think that's a better line, to think I value such a pitiful thing as my own life, just to show his, like, disregard to his own existence. And then he's able to cut him down. Die with me. Yep. And he beheads him. And then this would be like he's gets to see have a vision here of a thing that we're kind of heading towards, that we kind of been heading towards his entire time, where he just watches his father die as he's hallucinating. He just hallucinates his father's death again that he's seen before. And this archangel, these glowing wings that he keeps talking about. By his face, his eyes full of tears, acceptance of his fate washed over him. The world darkened, and glowing wings appeared behind his father. He keeps mentioning these glowing wings, because this is the vivid memory that he has. And he just watched him just get turned to dust. And that'll mess a guy up. So, that's all set. Now this one will... Actually, it's probably the couple after this that'll need work. Distant, distorted voices. So, what just happened? Everyone was there's Thermia, L, Ekio, Hunter, Catavis. They were all fighting all different, like all these little different battlegrounds that are happening in this vault, and like everybody's just kind of getting like double KO'd, kind of in their own little thing that's happening. Because the whole point was to end up with Ekio and Catavis having to fight the main guy, and the main guy has this special attack he can do one time, which he does, and he hits Catavis with it. He's trying to hit Ekio, and he hits Catavis because Catavis jumps in front of it for reasons that we'll discover later. And then, basically, it's because Catavis says, she's just like, why? And he's like, well, the attack was purple, and I didn't think a purple-colored attack could kill me, so I just jumped in front of it. Which is a stupid thing, but he's a silly guy. So that's what he does. Then, so he's presumed dead, because he's got like a hole in his chest. But lucky for them, there's these tables in the room that have like these healing powers that they've kind of been messing with this entire time. It's kind of like the whole point of where they are is like they're just stealing. It's just like a misogynist society that just steals power from women and just gives it to guys, which is funny, but that's kind of what they're doing. That was what they were working on before kind of everything hit the fan for them. So Ekio was able to 1v1 Alpha, and then she's kind of like resting on Catavis, whatever. They wake up here, and she thinks he's dead. I mean, he looks dead. He's pretty much very dead at this point. But luckily it hasn't been too long. So they're going to drag him over to this table. It's going to work, and it's Thermia and L, the two other characters that were in the room, are like trying to set it up. Ekio's like out of it, whatever. It has to, and Thermia really, more than anybody in this room, Thermia wants it to work. So, she swaps. I pulled the switch, the machine went to work. So strapped to the connected table. Yeah, because basically they're going to give the woman's powers to the girls, but L came in earlier and then swapped the wires around, so it went the other way. So Ekio kind of got supercharged. So now they're trying to use it to heal him, because there's still a guy strapped in there because they cut it off midway through. So the wound heals. The machine turns off. Is he alive? I don't know. Wake up. Wake up, we need to go home. And we can change this to this, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Of course, you gotta do that thing where they don't wake up right away. Wait, grabbed his wrist. He has a pulse. So because this is an action that can stay like this, to the ground, surrounding his body. Therefore, of course, yeah, he asked for the foursome in the afterlife. The women all sighed in unison. Guess he's fine. Tight and ignored in pain, tapped the arm to reassure. Yeah, Ekio's nice to him. Gross. What? At least we know it still works. Stood, yep, he's got a boner. Ha 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 ha. Y'all get him? Howdy, y'all get him. You get all? Looking at his corpse, yeah, that's all of them. So this can go probably up here. Gaze and grimace. Dang, miss, that from you. Dang, man. Miss. That should be its own thing. Probably never across yet. Probably would have been necessary. Try to write this. He felt it. Collect energy, make his last healing tonic. And she was shocked to feel its results coming in. It was like a master back home. They soon stood in front of the vault with one code remaining. Any ideas? Who's on the fast code? Well, it's easy to remember. Try it. So much of this. Stone shells. A lot of just mostly punctuation stuff, I think. Should go by kills personally. Just take what you can use effectively. Hunter said, "I have a revolver like his, but it was white and gold." This is the part I need to rethink. I don't think it matters in the end of the day. You're the reason the guy had all those items? That's right. Yeah, when you're in the guild, you do what you're told. Yours obvious. Revolver that doesn't need bolts, that it uses your stamina to fire projectiles. Interesting. Bullets hard to come by after all. They sure are. This game, noting was very light, and then fighting just found the sense. Behind. Shane, 3 feet in length, shaved over his hands. Cool, now I can lock up a bike. Poor cat, she frowned. It's a growing chain. It heats up. If it heats up, it grows longer. The harder it is, the longer it gets. Just like me. Smart. Inside. Of course I did. No, I don't know if you saw the last fight I was in, but he had changed them to break apart. We used them as a weapon. Not this one, Elle said. It's enchanted. It's enchanted, you stupid, dumb idiot. To be indestructible. Go ahead and try it out. He frowned and wrapped the chain around his arm. Maybe later. I'm really tired right now. That excuse works for men too, right? Hunter, confused. Hunter shrugged. Yeah. She allowed to grab the ring from her pocket and hand it to Ekio. I could take the ring, wonder if it was as powerful as the absorption ring Alpha had used. It perfectly fit on her finger. What does this one do? Ekio asked. Sure, let's do that. Put on your finger and say shield, she said. Taking a step back, Holy Cavis walked over and looked at the ring's design. Ekio made a fist and examined it. Shield. Shield, half the size of her body. The expansion hit Canifus's forehead. His forehead and causing him to stumble backward. He grimaced and rubbed it. As everyone else chuckles, Shriver being nosy. Nosy? I don't know. Is that nosy? I guess it's fine. I don't like it though. They both look like crap. Oh, they said either one's fine, so whatever. Ring has your home region, Ekio. The ring. No, it doesn't. I can't say that. There's a good chance that ring is designed from your design from your history. Is that how you say that? There's a good chance the ring is designed from your history. Is a celebration, thesaurus. No, not similar. Is a acknowledge, remember, memorialize, toast, rate, party, eat, drink. Cruise. What the hell is this? In honor of. And homage. Whoops. The ring is homage to your past. Ekyo. Homage to your past. Recognize the ancient text, she gets rid as a challenge, crest the shield, following the markings with her fingers, feeling a sense of home. She decides that small shields are you can turn it back to ring by ring. Good. Crew feeling left out. Cool stuff, guys. Chips bit into which took the brush and her random fingers along the bristles, noting they were perfect for condition. She used it on her own hair. This brush, they were forced to tell the truth. Thermi smiled. Does this dumb bitch slut expect me to believe that? Yeah, this is a thing that existed. She has this. I don't think she keeps this. But she had this. At one point, it was part of the plot. She has this hairbrush that, while you're brushing your hair, someone's hair with it, they have to tell the truth. But there's just some dumb slut expect me to believe that. She covered her mouth, dropping the brush to the ground. Allowed picked it up for her and handed it back. Thanks. I like your shoes. Brush before going back to work on her split ends while covering her mouth tight. Her muffled voice still trying to speak through her hand. Go ahead, Mseki. Let's split those bad boys up. Put a hand on his chin. This is such a stupid plot device, but I don't have another plot device. I mean, somebody would have to tell him this, and I'm like, at this point I'm like, let's just make it the dumbest thing possible. That there's just glasses that can tell, and the way that I kind of reasoned that is that when all these items were created, and they would probably need some way of identification. So something like that exists. But it just seems really stupid until you know that. And I guess you wouldn't know that for a while because, you know, it would kind of defeat the point of a lot of the plot if you just like had that up front. So, yeah, they got these glasses. They're like sunglasses. They can see, oh, these are hybrids. These are their powers. Sight. Wind. But Catavis has 2. What? Why do these call you a siphon, she asked. I don't know, he said. Because the other guy called him that too. The other guy said the same thing. It's a lame mystery. It's a lame mystery. I think it only says that because he already made I thought it was just saying I suck joke, but I think he already made that joke, and then this got changed to this. The other guy said the same thing. It's an unsolved. It's an unsolved riddle. Better than plain mystery, I guess. It's a noble to us malcontents. Maybe something flowery, like you might say something flowery like that. It's a noble to us malcontents. Just trying to get out of the conversation basically by just saying something that he thinks is smart, but it's not that smart. She's just saying, I don't know, and neither do we. She handed them over, placed on his face with a puzzled look. You have two. He squinted at the fuzzy bit. Spirit siphon, trigger effect, love. He turned his eyes. Yeah, this is... The part that sucks is this kind of has to be known. Yeah, this whole thing just sucks, but whatever. It sucks, but whatever. Turned his eyes to the corner of the room, deep in thought. You can take the powers of people. That's quite rare. What? Holy heck. Holy hell. That's news to me. Sounds a bit overpowering, doesn't it? Tried to take his ability. Concentrated hard, but his hand shaking, but nothing happened. How the heck do you activate something like that? Also, is it permanent or temporary? Yeah, this is just... Let him have fun with it. You're asking that after you try to steal them? He raises his eyebrows and mouths. Sorry. You're just going to be someone you love, so it's useless against an enemy. Sweat the air in disapproval. Ugh. Pretty cool trigger. Also, I've read about this type of power. It's only supposed to be temporary, unless... Except for Ekio, who looked away. They die. Sympathy. He held a blank expression as he took all the information in. He tilted his head and took a deep breath. Well, really lucked out in the not remembering thing. Now let's go, team. Time to celebrate. There's plenty of booze in this town. Yes, sweep this under the rug. Let's move on. Very soon. Catavis. Looking puzzled. We're all here for you. He smiled. Thank you. I didn't expect to see you again, you know. Stared at the group. I hope we can share adventures until our dying days. Does this thing where he walks past everybody and he ends up wrapping his arms around Bradley, who... This feels right. Yeah, John Bros. Always come through. Of course not. You just save them a ton of money each month. Maybe. Well, maybe if you guys are ticked. I don't remember that. So, first mission, we're already heroes. Said, at this rate, we're the most famous vigilantes the world has ever seen in mere months. Can't spread the word in the city. Loud music playing, people drink in the streets. Cars full of sausages sat at each corner. It's a redhead single. Cat smiled. She has a dick. She waved back, adjusting her short shorts. Don't they all? Mm-hmm. Large scorch marks and round objects with ropes sticking out of the ground. Dun, dun, dun. You darling. Listen inside, but she pulled her hand back. No, give me the bag and I'll carry them. You're always smoking those things. It's safer with me. I'll take me if you want. No! I didn't remember his previous actions. I felt that was the right call. Yep. Catavis felt attacked, but then remembered his previous actions and felt it was the right call. You blow up one time and they never let you forget it. He said before continuing a private conversation with Bradley. Yeah, I guess it's that. I got it, she said. Trust me. Fix that. Enter the bag. There was a victory for certain. Immediate sense of danger and unease, knowing they were on her back, weighed on her. Yet she had made too much of a stink about it to go back on her words now. She pushed those feelings of doubt into a dark place and joined the others as they left the vault. This is where the dialogue has to get fixed, because it's not going to be good. And that's going to be a pain in the ass. I'll just go to that part first. It's going to be when Cadavis talks to Ekio. So basically they get out of this thing, they go to a clothing store because clothes are all fucked up. Here. Whatever. Just it's not that much before this conversation happens. It's breeze, filling clothes. Cadaver suggests they all wear matching outfits. Then he touched his womanly hips and changed his mind. Tactical chafing, he calls it. He asks Ekio, Ekio wears leather. How do you avoid chafing? She says, drinking water. He doesn't want to do that. No letter. They entered a clothing shop. The owner ran to meet them, going on and on about how broke he had previously been, the taxes and the monthly payment plan, blah blah blah. Prepared hunters closed to his request, while the others picked out new items. Cadavis found a brilliant white outfit with a silver trim. Get it? A silver lining. I must have it. OL. Perhaps I could borrow some money, or you can pay me back the gold I gave you a few years ago. She laughs. Oh, you're still going on about that? Let it go, man. I told you that you can go hit up the guy who owes me money. I think it's easier that way. Alright, the ex-boyfriend. Blah, 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 blah. Then Ekio surprisingly gives him some money, because she does not like to part with her money. Might be dead if not for you, she said. Now we're even. Pretty good deal. 2 pieces of gold for your life. Took the coins, looked at the outfit, wondered if it was worth almost dying for. I hope stains come out of this thing. I'd hate to have to almost die every time I need a new outfit. The tape measure and scissors. Nonsense, he proclaimed. Everything your group gets here today is on the house. Yet he took the well, it's funny that he's like, everything's on the house, but then he takes the money out of his hand anyway. And puts it in his apron. I always loved that little quirk of the guy, where he's just like, nah, everything's on the house, and takes their money. Anyway, come on, take a look at this stuff. Cadavis and Ekio, they're looking at it confused. He gets 5 minutes. Thermia walks out. She's now, Thermia's got a new outfit because she was wearing guys' clothes before. And then, so she's got these purple pants and a red blouse, sort of like piratey thing going on. And Elle is a very girly girl, so they're talking about their outfit back and forth. Elle and Ekio just wear leather, basically. That's what they're all about. They don't care about anything else. Elle's a thief, and Ekio is just a fighter, not just a fighter, but a fighter. The other clothing, and then while Cadavis is waiting, and then this is the part that I have to fix here. So they have this conversation, and it's not really satisfying. But Cadavis, basically takes a bullet for her, in the easiest sense. And then she's asking him why he did that. Because he shouldn't be doing that. He just met her a couple days ago. What are you talking about? Could have deflected it. Yeah, she was trying to deflect it. Maybe you could have. The fact of the matter is, it wasn't a calculated decision, more of an instinct thing, like flinching when someone asks what's taking you so long in the shower. Do you often instinctually try to sacrifice yourself? Is that spelled incorrectly? I don't think. Instinctually? Is that not a word? Instinct. Yeah, that's a word. Don't mess with me. Stupid red text. Honestly, yeah, and he says, I didn't think a purple attack could hurt me. It's not a very threatening color. That's what he thinks. It was a purple. The attack was colored purple, and you didn't think it was going to hurt him. You hear the bit about this attack kills gods? Akio says. It is. She starts laughing. It's not laughing now. Cap shook his head and. Oh, get it all out, did ya? This is the part that's stupid. And so this shouldn't exist. Yeah, this whole thing here should be different. Here. This isn't the spot to really warm up to him. It's just to understand them. Why are you you? That's so stupid. Who else am I supposed to be? So now the thing is, what does she say here? I think. No, I read it all. Now I've heard it all. I think. I think your actions are withdrawn from thoughts. Maybe you're. I think your actions withdrawn from thoughts. And obviously he doesn't say this. And then I guess he's gonna try to say something witty back. So he probably would try to do like a reversal thing, I'd imagine. But I think your thoughts are withdrawn. Drawn from. I think your action withdrawn from thought. I think your thoughts are withdrawn from something. I think your actions are withdrawn from thoughts. I think your actions are withdrawn from thought. I think your actions are withdrawn from. I think your actions are withdrawn from thought. I think your thoughts are withdrawn from. What? What's the word? There should be a word here. Like, I was thinking like empathy. I just don't know if I like empathy. I don't know if he says the words empathy here. I think your thought. Yeah, because he's going to think he's saying something clever. Your actions are withdrawn from thought. Your thoughts are withdrawn from. Is it empathy? What's up, man? I don't think it's empathy. It's going to be. It might be empathy. It might be empathy, but I think it's another word. I just don't know what the word is. I think you're actually withdrawn from thought. I think your thoughts are withdrawn from. With your thoughts are withdrawn from. Shit, what the hell is it? Okay, I'll just say empathy for now, I guess. Maybe it's empathy. But it doesn't feel right. Probably should be something else. But I mean, we'll do a pass through again on this and see. It's better than it was. And then obviously the whole point of this is wondering if it's the wisdom of a sage or the ramblings of an idiot. That's supposed to be her reaction to whatever he's saying, which should be on cue. Stretch. Yep, so Catavis gets his new outfit because he was naked before because he got dropped in lava. He thinks he's hot. Scissors. Oh, yeah, he wants to cut his hair too. So he's getting the full makeover treatment, which is fun. Because who doesn't like a makeover? Then he's got to change a few of these things around. And then there's another conversation that they have probably in the chapter after this that really needs to get fixed. The rest of this is probably fine. That interaction right there was odd. Had to get fixed. That goes here. Just name the tailor. Dasig. God, there's so much of this. Yeah, he's got this elixir that allows his white clothing to not be stained. Get brought back home? No, the guy died. It's true, he did get thrown into lava. And now he wants everyone to leave. Then Elle and Hunter have this little heart. Like, Hunter is a bounty hunter, obviously, and then Elle's like a thief, a part of the Thieves Guild. And she's asking him, what's your deal? Excuse me? Excuse me? All men robbing vaults won't going to be permitted without it meaning your death. We need to get this chronic, guys. Better rounding up hybrids in the crown. It's giving orders any means necessary. That's lowercase. Boom. A lot further than this, take this bastard down. Okay, just so you know, though, if you hurt him, your badge won't protect you from me. Consider the threat when if it was worth an ounce of worry. She held up his potion, then she sleight of hands his ass. Smile, gripping the scar in his teeth. I'm sure over time it won't be for that one. But you're interested in him anyway. Clearly it's not a romantic one. In my world, it's mostly about one-upping and deception. Layers and layers of bullshit on a big steaming pile of evil blood clots. It's nice to know there are people like him wanting to do good. Didn't you steal his money? Yeah, now he knows not to trust our beautiful woman and hints at sleeping with him. Thing. Tell Thermi I'm sorry, but I need to take these back with me. She takes the glasses because they have to go away. Then she does that cool Batman thing where she just disappears. I guess this whole chapter, though, I guess everything's kind of switching around, but I think it should be expected that everything's switching around because they're doing this we're all shopping sort of thing. It's kind of omniscient, and then it kind of goes into Hunter's head at the end here, and I don't want to have to put a spacer in here to show that because I think it's just kind of ruins the flow of things. Are we on? Okay, this is probably one of my favorite chapters, and then I don't know in the whole book, and I don't know if it'll need any adjusting. Because this is just them. They go to a tavern, and then there's this whole interaction with this character Tavis and Hunter, which is a really fun interaction that they have. So we can just change some of this stuff around here. Stand behind her. Do some dancing. This counts to neither women here in your leisure world of man, the man is of all kinds. Yeah, that whole phrase is stupid. In your nerd world. Here in your nerd world. However, we have no. Let's turn to you. Why should I conceive witnessing disrespect to my friends here? Well, to do with Alf and the other LARPers. Everyone's hands, drink the rest of it down. But other than that, have a great time. Yay. There should be something. The problem with I guess it doesn't have to be here, but there should be like some disgruntled people, and really there aren't. But also it's like they don't have to be. I know what you did here today. A lot of broken. A cigar. Thank you kindly. I think most of this stuff is just fine. Then we just have to check the dialogue that's happening here. Make sure it's still what I like it to be. Coming out, son. Ain't no sense prolonging this. Dark figure jumped from the roof and onto the ground. Beyond the aura of the torch's revelation, and it laughed. Playing hide and seek with you. Yep. His laugh was menacing. He makes... This is the stupid line. I guess he would say something more sinister than that. I bet the other kids aren't playing hide and seek with you. Joke? Confident, lacking empathy, and menacing. Of all the dark corners in Kant, here you finally stand at the place of your undoing. He stepped towards the torch just enough to reveal the outline of a tall and slender man. I guess what I'm trying to say is, have you heard the good news? Our Lord and Savior Tybalt, God of Lust, has returned as you relieve yourself of any confusion you might have. Joke. Serious joke. Tavis. It's on the ground in front of the dark figure. The dark figure is hello. Walked into the light and stepped onto the cigar, twisting his foot as he did. Then there's this whole, oh yeah, Sparklebutt is actually this guy, which you probably should be able to figure out pretty obviously. That he's a bad man. And what he does is he has awakened some prosthetics that he uses, so he kind of removes those and goes back to his original ordeal. Shane should have figured it out sooner, suggesting that he didn't know the entire time, but he figured it out at some point. Tavis is upset by this. You're a dirty cheater, carrying around those little sheets of yours. And I wondered how many people died because an artist got a chin wrong. Imagine getting blasted in the head because you got a haircut. I mean, sure, I've killed people for bad haircuts before, but not because I was told to by a piece of paper. You know, that would be insane. Look, give me a moment to explain myself. He clears his throat. You see, sometimes our paths lead us to interesting crossroads. While you're a lawman breaking the law, and I'm a guy who doesn't wear underwear. Can we just... And he just keeps going. The thing with intersection is that they are often violent, shards of demons and gods brushing against each other. There's nothing more beautiful than that. I've come seeking a challenge, Hunter, and I found so much more. Then he bows and he sees that he's got this weapon behind his back. But Hunter has a gun, so he holds a gun. As Tavis rose, should be Tavis, so it's probably not obvious there. As he rose, his eyes changed from jovial to predatory. He's joking with him, and then he's just like, okay, time to get serious. Hunter, if we stop all these games gonna kill me, then let's just get this over with, son. Kill, when I said anything like that. Why would I ever agree to such terms? Death is it's so permanent after all, right? I don't wish to send you to your maker, be it dirt or celestial. I've been painted with red and spikes horribly. Sorry, sir, I cannot kill you, not on purpose. No, now if you did something pretty like, I don't know, fight back, well, then things happen, I suppose. Well, then things happen, I suppose. This is marvelous, so I call it the flail of bludgeoning. Get it? Right now for you to get the joke. He rubbed his chin. To be honest, though, I don't think I can spell it. Probably even the gun to my head. Yeah, still... Okay, that's... I do like that one. This, I don't... Yeah, he's just convincing him to just be murdered, I guess. That's his intention. I need to kill you, so you need to die. So let me hit you with this thing. This is probably the only weak line here, but it kind of goes into this, so it's kind of fun. I don't know if you get the joke. I have to write out for you to get the joke, which is funny because bludgeoning. Still nothing. Yeah, it's. Let me move for this knife. Got a full revolver in your well within kill distance. Lump this whole cylinder in your head before you can take your first step. It's what we lawmen call range advantage. So just drop the weapon. Let me tie you up and take you in alive. Or we can do this way it always ends. You dead and me get another drink. Well, you got me there. Boom. Kaboom, they're fighting. Shoot me. This castle is just as unbelievable in here. I thought he would be getting a fair trial. Do you think they'll speak to me, Hunter? Do you think they ever make a mistake and listen? In this whole do you think they'll speak to me, Hunter thing, it's just kind of like a reference to the fact that there's a religion and the religionist just says now they speak. Boom. So did they ever make a mistake and listen? It's just a fun little line that he has. But Tavis is invincible for the most part. It's been times I've lost count. I count very high, I assure you. Perhaps you guys have been perhaps I'm the chosen one. No, that can't be it. The whole world of order rules. What rules apply to me? What good are your rules if you can't enforce them? Let's reel back, undergrowth his middle knuckles. This fight's kind of going on. This whole thing, whatever, dude. Whatever. It's there. It exists. He's got the gun. Gave him the gun. So I guess the premise of Tavis robs the vault before they get to the vault. Doesn't find much. But he leaves them things for them that he wants them to have. One of the things he gives Hunter is his gun, that if he fires a gun, it'll, like, sap his stamina, and his stamina sap, then he just stands no chance of subduing him. I guess that's kind of his motive here. And I don't think Hunter realizes how much this gun is going to drain him. And he's got no real bullets left, and he's firing, and then he starts using his other gun that fires beams of lights. It does a lot of damage and kind of gets into it. Then he starts heaving. Fanny pack. He's looking a bit fatigued. He grins. And then it's this whole thing where he tried to piece together the events of the day but dropped it in frustration. Hunter breathed heavily, feeling he just ran 10 miles of sprint. His forehead, smooth and sweats. I guess this should show he's tiring. Like, feels like running a lot. Just being that tired. That can kill you, so that leaves only a couple of choices. And this, he realizes that I can't kill you, because he just keeps healing everything he does. But he still wants to take him in. This Sinister, like him just fucking with him, is so funny. Just this no, okay, I'll pay my visit after then line. Just to get him more upset. Then he starts kind of really fighting him a little bit here, or at least moving a lot quicker. They're doing all this cool fighting. He's got this special vial that he uses, trying to take it even further than Tavis thought he could. Catches him off guard with this little trick. He starts bleeding out. Stops and does a little joke because he's fine. And he's about to die. And what's funny about this was a addition here where he pulls out this sheet that he has where it says the guy that he's with, wanted dead or alive, murder. This does this, the boy's mind. And he tells him, Hunter asks, what do you want with them? Well, you poor, fragile thing, your plans are mired in deception and trickery that mine are far beyond your comprehension, unreliant to the whims of the aristocracy. In due time, your brethren will bear witness to my desires. Which is like, I think it's a killer line. I love that line that he says to him, because he's got his own goals. And just like, yeah, you're working for the government like a bitch, and I'm doing my own thing. It's just a fun way of saying it. There was this thing with a skull that he used to talk to, and that's all this is. A sash with a skull on it. It's just like the first iteration he had a skull, and he was talking to the skull. Right? Kind of like a Hamlet. Is that Hamlet? Kind of like a Hamlet thing. Because he used to talk to himself and say like we or whatever, or like he was like that type of psycho. Then I was like, that's kind of played out and dumb, whatever. I'd rather just have him be like just a normal kind of psycho. And so I dropped the whole like we this and or like him hearing voices and stuff, and then I just left the skull symbol and the sash as like just kind of like homage to what it used to be. But it doesn't necessarily mean anything. He probably could just think that's like skulls are cool, so he just has a skull there. And then this existed outside of this. He wanted a better fight. He didn't get it. And what's funny is he goes over here and he grabs a stick and then he carves the point into a spear and then he chucks the spear back into the ground. And what's funny about that is that in an earlier point in time, he's pretending to be another guy named Sparklebutt, which is for his own reasons. And he does the same thing, but I didn't plan that. I didn't write that at all. It just so happened to be that I had the same gag in two different spots that he would just do, like just carving a spear, because it's a simple thing to do, to just pick up a stick off the ground and just carve it into a point. So it was just funny that it kind of worked out that he did it twice, as two different characters. And then there's just whole, well, I'm out of cryptic things to tell you, so I'm going to stab you in the head now. Just kind of implying that, I'm telling you important plot things. But now we're done, so I guess it's time to die. But of course he gets saved by the Inquisitor, who comes in. Thank you, Tavis. I'll take it from here. She takes Hunter away because she needs Hunter. And then he does this thing, brother! Can you imagine it? It would be so much more intriguing if he were, he's not really his brother. He's just pretending, he's just doing it for dramatic effect. Rivals is adequate. God, I'm so lonely. Because he's by himself out here. And this just comes from an earlier, their fight. The reason why it's in this book is because it got written 10 years ago. It was this short little thing that got written. This fight, not exactly this, but a version of it, especially the parts that I remember, because it's long gone. The text of it's way long gone. I just kind of remember it, and the whole getting blasted through the fence and then using the shrapnel of the fence to fight back, and then the Inquisitor popping down, this electric type of person, teleporting type of person comes in and saves him at the last second. And this brother, and I think at that point in time, I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're related, right? And they're fighting. Is that interesting that family is fighting? It's dramatic. And then, then it kind of turned into this thing, and then it just it gets to stay in, but it's a joke. He's we're not related. No, I'm just messing with you. But it's just fun to, as a reader, to see brother. Oh wow, that's his brother. What the hell? And then be like, nah, just kidding. So that's fun. That's just good fun. That's all that is. Yeah. All right. So, I'd hate to change too much here. I think it's fine. It's not amazing. It's good. It is still one of my favorite scenes in the book, though. Just them going back and forth, and just Tavis being really evil. Tavis, funny but sinister kind of guy that he is. It's really fun to see it play out this much, and just watch Hunter just take the brunt of it for just what seemingly no reason whatsoever. Just, you're in the way. So I guess so tomorrow what should happen is there needs to be what I thought when this whole scene is Hunter, and he goes back to the castle, the next scene, right? So I'm like, I should just really quickly go over what's going on with him. But what I thought earlier this morning was he's in a fugue state at the moment, and maybe it'd be a good time to do a little flashback for him, just to explain what he's doing, because what he's going to do ultimately at the end of the story is going to be different than what's currently written here. So it'd be good to give like a reason why that's going to happen, and that can happen just by explaining kind of his childhood a little bit, and just having a quick little scene in here about him growing up. Then he can wake up from the dream and he can be in the hospital, and then this can all kind of go forward as it needs to go forward here. So, but that's probably a good tomorrow thing to do. So, yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. All right. Peace.